is Representative Barragán from California.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being here today. You mentioned that one of the focuses is to end chronic disease epidemic. So I want to talk about Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's devastates millions of Americans across this country. It robs loved ones of their memories, their independence, and ultimately their lives. Today, almost 7 million Americans live with Alzheimer's disease, and that number will double by 2060. I believe the NIH is doing research that is critical to the development of Alzheimer's disease treatments. Do you agree with that assessment? Yes or no?
We are completely committed to solving the problem of Alzheimer's.
Do you agree that the NIH's research is critical to the development of Alzheimer's disease treatments?
I do. The issue is
You
complicated.
do, okay.
If you want a real answer to that question, I'm happy to give it
I
to
have
you.
limited time. So you said that you think it's critical, yet you are proposing to cut $1.7 billion from the NIH's National Institute on Aging, which is the primary federal agency that supports and conducts Alzheimer's and dementia research. That's a lot of money, Mr. Secretary, for you being committed to ending an epidemic like Alzheimer's and saying that you believe that NIH does critical work. That is a ton of money. I want to turn to Alzheimer's disease research centers. Are you familiar with Alzheimer's disease research centers?
No, I can't say that I am.
Okay, well, let me tell you that the research centers, 35 NIH-funded Alzheimer's research centers, were helping families across the country. They support things like research, diagnosis, brain donation, and caregiver services. They were really critical, and they are very critical across this country in all states, red states, blue states, purple states. As of May 13th, 13 of the 35 centers have lost federal funding due to delays and uncertainty at the NIH. 13, that's a lot of them. Mr. Secretary, are you aware of that?
I am not, but I will look into it.
I really appreciate that you will look into that, because states like Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee have lost millions and millions of dollars. And I'm talking about red states and purple states, not just blue states.
It's irrelevant to us whether it's in a blue or a red state.
Well, sometimes it doesn't feel that way. That's why I say that. Now we're seeing layoffs, frozen brain banks, and halted research. That's almost 70%. That's almost 40% of our Alzheimer's research centers in crisis. So I want to ask that we insert into the record a number of articles. Alzheimer's disease research centers struggle as 1/3 lose their federal funding, and a second article of life-saving Alzheimer's research delayed by Trump funding cuts. Mr. Chair, into the record. Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to assume that's a yes, because my time is going. Okay,
With no objection.
So, Mr. Secretary, 14 of the centers that remain have their funding that's up for renewal in 2026. The budget you proposed, as I mentioned, is going to cut $1.7 billion from the NIH's National Aging, the Institute of Aging, which is the main federal agency supports it. What I would like is for you to commit that you are going to fully fund the NIH's 14 centers whose renewal and up is in 2026. Will you commit?
I can tell you that we have not cut any clinical trials on Alzheimer's.
I'm telling you that I'm just telling you there was 35, and you guys have already cut 13 of them because of the funding. This was congressionally approved dollars on a bipartisan basis. There is almost nothing more bipartisan than Alzheimer's funding, okay? Money was approved, congressionally approved dollars, and your agency has cut 13 of 35. I'm simply asking for a simple commitment, and that is from the 14 that remain, okay, that you at least commit to fully funding those.
I'm happy to work with you on this, Congresswoman. I don't know that what you're saying is true. It's something that I'll have to confirm, and I'm happy to work with you on it.
Well, I appreciate that you're going to work with me on that. But it is troubling that the the head of the department doesn't know about these drastic cuts to something like Alzheimer's, which is so very, very critical.
Again, I don't know if what you're telling me is true, but I'm happy to work with you on it.
General meeting's time has expired.